and welcome back to another LEGO Unbox, Unbag and Build per bag. This time I'm here with set 71746, Jungle Dragon. It was released on the 1st of March 2021, has 506 pieces, is rated ages 8 plus and comes with 4 minifigs. The set retails at €39.99 in euros, €34.99 in pounds and $39.99 in dollars. So, here we have old Zippy the Jungle Dragon, featured for a short time during the Island arc. This dragon made a great impression. The set alone drew me in, being the first ever Ninjago set I purchased. So to get a bit of info about this guy, I also watched my first ever episode of Ninjago. Just the 4 from the Island arc, as Zippy's only appearance is, as far as I know, in only 3 of these 4 episodes, and I don't think we see him other than that, although we do see him in some of the comic books in the magazine. I've noticed that recently, but I'm not really sure. I don't buy the magazine either, so I don't know a lot about that. And in watching these episodes, I was not disappointed. I fell in love with Zippy almost instantly. His friendly, playful nature resembled a happy puppy, and his stupid face sealed the deal. Not to mention his beautiful colour combination. And it was a great scene as well that he was in. Like, not just the one scene, but the whole kind of, like, time he was featured was a little bit of fun, you know. It was kind of playful, and LiQWYD, I think, used him to beat the bad guys then at the end by playing fetch and stuff. It was just kind of fun, you know. But yeah, anyway, let's get on to the rest of the box. Now, on the top here, you will see all the figures there laid out and a little bit of like posed in an action kind of stance there. You'll see the 1-for-1. I think it's a spin jitsu thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. But yeah, that's nice there to see. And you'll see the kind of the box art actually is quite nice because it goes around the whole way there. You'll see it kind of wraps around. And the kind of, it's unusual as well because the set number is here rather than like up here where other sets would be. It's just a kind of really funky looking box there. You see on the side there is a little bit of the pattern coming around there, and it kind of wraps around, not as well on the back, but there on the back you'll see a little bit. I'll go back to that in a second. And then it does wrap around the other side then as well. It looks really nice actually. I haven't like really looked at this in depth until now, so all of these reactions are genuine. And then you'll see of course the small print on the bottom there, nothing too crazy or unusual there, but I just really just want to kind of emphasize that box art wrapping around is really nice there. It's a really nice little touch, and then you can see it slightly wraps around over this way but not properly, you know. On the back then, of course, you can see the Jungle Dragon from a different perspective there. And you can see a few action boxes and stuff, of course. You can see the mouth opens, the stud shooters fire, and the tail wags. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can show you about the box. I think this is definitely one of my favourite box arts so far. At least this year, definitely. But maybe of all time, it's like really, really nice. I think it's better than the Star Wars ones anyway, definitely. And from the back of the box to the unbox. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, I nearly got Vader's transformation off the table altogether. We got 5 bags. Monkey Kid has fallen. The bags are very, they seem very light. Like they didn't use half as much plastic in these. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know. Is it the fact that there's not a lot of pieces in it, so that means that they're lighter, but the actual plastic itself feels like there's like one less layer, which is kind of weird. So yeah, we have 5. We have 5 numbered bags. Sorry, I can't count. We have 1 instruction book and a small sheet of stickers. Now in bag number 1, we seem to get 2 characters. No, we got most of the characters in bag number 1, and we got LiQWYD in bag number 3. And of course then the rest is the Jungle Dragon. I think by the looks of things that is going to be the surfboard in there as well. So we'll start the Jungle Dragon in bag number 2. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the build. So bag number 1 here, and for my first ever Ninjago set, there is definitely some interesting pieces. I'm not a great judge of this compared to any other LEGO Ninjago set because, as I said, it's my first. Wow, I have to say, I love these little golden swords. I think they're fantastic looking. I think these little dragon heads are probably quite typical, but the golden dragon heads are just amazing looking. This spin jitsu thing is really cool. The bow and arrow, I haven't even got many bows and arrows. Like, that's really cool. I thought this was going to be cool, but I didn't think it was going to be as cool as it was. That back there is really nice. They didn't have to make it come out so far and make it look so badass, but it really does look cool. This thing, it's news to me. This piece is really interesting. It's like binoculars, but there's like a stud on it, and like, that's really strange. I mean, I've never seen that before. That's super weird and super cool. I support this decision. The torsos are really nice. These blues are really nice colors. There's some nice pieces. The hair piece here is really cool. The little kind of I don't know what to call it. It's a ponytail of some kind. The quiver, of course. I think I've had an old style quiver before, but the black is really good on it, I think. I think otherwise, there's pretty standard pieces. You can see a white stud shooter there. I think there's two of them. If you can find the other one. Yeah, I see it there. But yeah, no, it's really, really nice. And you can see the 3 minifigures in here as well, because obviously 3 torsos, but obviously enough then the heads as well. And there's the other head there, because one of them has 2 heads. In the small side then you will see what I hope is spare pieces for the or the scarves or something, or the face masks or something. I hope they're spare pieces, because I really love those pieces, and if they are, I would be very happy. But otherwise then, some really nice gold colors in there. You got this kind of unusual piece that is, it's kind of getting more common these days, but it is still quite an unusual looking piece. You also then see some translucent blue studs and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy in this side, but definitely really happy with all of these pieces. So yeah, let's get on to the build. So at the end of bag number 1, we have the surfboard. And then we have the 3 figures here in front of you. We have, not sure their names. Look, I don't know their names. I know Zane there in the corner, but then we have the spare pieces for this bag. We do have the 2 spare pieces I was hoping for, so that is great. But yeah, the surfboard was quite easy to make. I mean, it was no, like, kind of weird tactics in it, or unusual tactics in it, really. Although, like, I suppose there was with this part. This, I suppose you can kind of see it there. It goes on, like, this tile goes on top of this, and this goes in the middle. So that is slightly interesting. I don't know, is that normal to Ninjago? And then we have the swords underneath here, which is a shame that I can't just keep them, but it is still really cool to make it look like they have that kind of just to make the sides look gold and stuff, and I think it is really nice in that way. We also then have the stud shooters either side, and then we have the little sail here as well. So that is, it is what it is. I suppose it was quite easy to build, but yeah, that's it. Let's get on to bag number 2. So bag number 2 here, and we see fairly standard types of pieces, but some nice colours there. We do see the sand green there, we see the dark turquoise, we see the orange and yellow variant as well, and we see some gold pieces here, which is definitely nice to see. In the small side then, we don't see anything too crazy. You know, standard enough pieces for the most part. We see this that connects to a ball joint, and we then see some like corner pieces and stuff like that. We also see some gold bar pieces there too. I don't think there's any printed tiles in this bag. Some nice kind of pinky kind of pieces there. I could only assume that maybe for like the very inside or the mouth or something. I'm not sure which part of this I'm making at the moment. I haven't looked at the instructions properly yet to see. But yeah, we can see like some interesting pieces here as well, but nothing really that out of the ordinary, or no new pieces. Some nice pieces there on here as well, and some kind of claw looking pieces there too. So it's nice. It's a nice little haul, but nothing that impressive. So yeah, let's just get on to the build. So bag number 2 finished, and we have a little bit of the body here done. It wasn't that hard. There was some nice little techniques in it though. There was, like the way they added this on. Let me see if I can take it off in one piece again. Yeah, so they added this on last, and they like kind of made it. Okay, so let me just break this down again. They made this first, right? And then they added that on, and then they kind of tied it together with that. But there's some nice like techniques with those bits in the middle there. Some nice gold on the top there. Stickers are nice. But again, the stickers, they should be printed, but we'll not get into that. It's pretty nice, in fairness it is. Again, nothing too taxing really. There's no minifigures in this bag. Here are your spare pieces for the bag, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get on to bag number 3. So bag number 3 here, and we have definitely some interesting pieces. Over this side we see pretty standard pieces. We do see some nice colours in there, although we don't see an awful lot of variety there, like craziness in the types of pieces. But here, so we see the kind of the moulded like under jaw for Zippy, and these bits are bendy. They're like more of a rubber, which is really interesting. That's really cool. And then also we see the top half, which is all hard. This is all hard plastic there, not rubber, but it's beautiful. The printing on it is done really well. The mold itself is really cool. And then here is the really cool one. This is dual molded. So we got hard plastic here on the dark turquoise, and then on the sand green it's rubber. So that is really cool. That's the first time I've seen that. Now it might be kind of standard enough piece for Ninjago, I'm not sure, but this is really cool. I'm really amazed with that little part there. We also see some pretty cool gold pieces here. We see the tongue and we see the silver katana, which is really nice to see there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the big side. And the small side then, we see pretty standard pieces for the most part. Some nice colours then. That red is kind of nice there. You see some gold and you see some sand green, of course. You see a spare kind of handkerchief or neckerchief. I'm not sure what it's called. But then you see a golden machete and a really long bone there. So they're kind of really cool pieces. And you also see this little bit there. I'm assuming that goes on the end of one of the weapons maybe or something. Because there's only one, so it's not going to go on the either side of the saddle or anything like that. And then you get this thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. I can't really make sense of it, but we guess we'll see whenever we start building. But yeah, really happy with this one. There's some really interesting pieces in this bag. But yeah, let's get on to the build. So at the end of bag number 3, we have his head done and we have his tail done. I think his head looks great and it really resembles him quite well with the whole tongue out and the whole doggy faced look. We also have a bit of his neck there as well to connect on to the body that we had in bag number 2. The tail, I think, is fantastic. The movement you get out of that is just great. Then we also have LiQWYD. Sorry, is it LiQWYD or Cole? I think it's LiQWYD. But yeah, we have LiQWYD here as well, so that is nice. We got the machete with the little bit on the back, on the bottom of it, sorry, I was right. And the piece I wasn't sure about, obviously enough Ninjago fans should probably know about that. I didn't know what it was. It's to holster the sword, and it also acts as a pauldron, which is really cool, I think. The large bone was obviously enough for the jungle dragon to play fetch with or whatever. He doesn't have any legs yet or anything, so we're gonna not play fetch with him yet. But yeah, you got some really cool spare pieces here. You get the kind of mask there, which is really cool. You get the katana and you get the gold machete, and I think that is just fantastic. Probably for Ninjago fans, not that much, but again, this is my first Ninjago set, and I can't stress how much that I'm actually so happy with it. It won't start me on the Ninjago front though, because I don't have enough money. But let's get on to bag number 4, I think the final bag. So bag number 4, the second last bag. Nothing really that crazy in here at all. Some nice colours with the turquoise, with the dark turquoise, but otherwise fairly standard pieces. These bits over here are nice, the gold bits, but I mean, they're not really that uncommon. In the small side, then you will pretty much see the same. Nothing too crazy again. But yeah, that's pretty much it for bag number 4. Let's get on to the build. So at the end of bag number 4, we have just the legs done. It has told me to leave them like this for now. That's just the way it was made. But yeah, all that was in this bag is literally just the 2 legs and feet there. I think the next bag is literally just going to be the front feet and the saddle. But yeah, nothing too crazy in this bag either. Nothing too crazy. Just some nice techniques there, definitely not really too impressive or anything like that, or unusual. But the whole thing has just been a nice experience. So yeah, I'm very, very happy so far with getting this set. One spare piece there. It's just one little kind of tooth piece or claw piece there, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, happy enough with this one. Let's get on to the 5th and final bag. So in bag number 5, we see some really nice pieces here. We see the wing pieces there. Definitely nice. But as I said, I feel like they could have probably jewel molded this or jewel printed it or whatever to make that two-tone color. But you know, it is what it is. I still think they look quite nice on the dragon. And let's see if that holds true whenever I do build it. Some nice pieces here as well. This yoke as well is nice. Otherwise, fairly standard pieces. Nothing that we haven't really seen before in the set so far. These pieces are a little bit, they're nice color. Then we have the small side here, and you know, not an awful lot of craziness happening here either. Again, some nice colors, but I think the whole set has some nice colors. The whole color scheme in the set is quite interesting. And we see a little chain up there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 5th and final bag's overview. Let's get to the build. So at the end of bag number 5, the final bag, we are finished, and it's really nice. I thought the saddle would be more than it was. It's just that. Take it off like that and have just him on its own. I thought it'd be a bit more. I thought there'd be like wires and stuff, like not. I don't know. I knew there wasn't any wires in the set or anything, but I thought it might go like around him or something. It might be a bit harder to take off than just that. But it's not. He looks amazing. He really does. I think he looks great. The wings coming out like that, they look really good. Or you can like seed them. You can put them to the side there, and if he's not using them and stuff, and the tail obviously enough moves around there. It looks really good. And the 2 different faces he has as well, the 2 different emotions. So he is like kind of angry this side, or kind of more playful than this side. But I just looking at him from the front, he looks pure weird. And that is good. That is good. Yeah, no, I really do like this set. And at the end of that bag, we have a couple of spare parts there. And then your spare parts for the entire set are here. Some really nice spare parts in this set, I have to say. Like, I don't usually say that about spare parts, but there is definitely some nice additions to the collection there. But yeah, that's it. It was a fun build. I'm not going to lie. It was definitely a fun build. It was a satisfying build because it looks really well at the end. Each little bit, like making this, was quite nice. It was quite just satisfying, I suppose. And yeah, I don't really have any complaints. It wasn't a hard build by any means, but it was definitely a lot of fun. And just to show you the back of the book then, you can see the finished piece and all the kind of little figures and stuff around him there. And that's it. You can't really see any functions or anything like usual, but I suppose we don't really need to. You can also see some of the Ninjago sets that I think have been released in this wave. I'm not sure. I wasn't really following the Ninjago releases or anything like that, but I'm just sure it's readily available sets along with this one, so that is interesting there. And we have the typical inventory list leading on to the win thing on the back of pretty much every instruction book there. So that's going to do it for this video. I had a good bit of fun making this set. As my first Ninjago set, I was definitely not disappointed. Seen some really cool minifigures in here, definitely, and some nice kind of color patterns in those minifigures as well. Some nice add-ons for the minifigures. A nice little kind of side build there as well. Nothing really too crazy in it, which is good. It was just a nice little bit of fun. Nothing that didn't really take too much brain power or anything like that. But I'm definitely happy with the build so far. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I can say for now. If you want to check out my review, that should be linked down below. It'll either be out tomorrow or the day after that. Hopefully I'll get it out tomorrow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks a million for watching my video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you think there's anything that needs to be said. Thanks a million, guys. See you again. Take care.